What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Dork Souls Podcasts. I'm one of your hosts, Hector Navarro.
And I'm Lisa Wallen, and today we have a very special guest, Stella Chung, one of my favorite gaming people of all time. We talk about physical media, we talk about Xbox, we talk about FPS, we talk about lots of, we talk about journalism, we talk about the downfall of hopefully AI. We don't know yet. We're hoping for it. But anyways, it's a great episode.
Yeah, stay tuned. Be sure to give us a review wherever you get your podcasts, and also subscribe to Stella's YouTube channel, Parallax Stella. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the episode. Bye. I just saw this on Instagram. The Japanese library of physical media, or the Library of Congress, or whatever it is, the organization in Japan that archives stuff, has announced they are not going to archive Switch 2 games because those physical games are not actually the game. They're just a download code. So they're they're not going to house a copy one of each the way they do with every other video game, because they're saying it's not actually the game. It's just a download code. So they're denying the Switch 2 library in a way. And it has begun a conversation, a debate of well, shit. Look at Lisa's brain working overtime right now. She's like, oh my God. Now I don't want to Switch 2.
We're starting this podcast on a very dark note.
It's sad,
right?
No, that's why video game, that's why preservation is so important. And a lot of organizations are doing that now. So I want to shout out Digital Eclipse, who does a great job. They actually just came out with a Mortal Kombat collection that they've been working on. It has all of them, even from the obscure cabinet games that you've never played. So now you can play it. But then they also have this huge timeline where
I love that.
You can actually go through and you can watch little documentary snippets of interviews. You can see their original drawings.
That's something really you would love.
Sick.
I would love
really
that.
Sick.
I would love that. Oh my God.
I got to see it and I'm like, oh shit, this is really cool.
What is this thing?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
We got to at least do an intro.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
everybody. Welcome to the Dork Souls Podcast.
Welcome to the Dork Souls Podcast. Thank you for coming back. Today's guest, since we've already gotten in such a really deep conversation about retro gaming and preserving our favorite media, is one of my favorite people in the entire world. One of the coolest gamers. And just look how fucking cool she looks to begin with. Let's welcome. Is it Stella Chung or Chung?
So do I have to sit here for the whole time? I'm not getting paid, so I can leave, right?
Yeah,
you got paid. You got paid the $17 matcha is what you got paid in.
$7.
Okay.
You can leave whenever you'd like, Stella. Yeah.
Anyway, Stella Chung is here today. We love her. She's fantastic. And also, since you guys got into the middle of the conversation, we were talking about how the Switch 2 has no physical copies of games.
That's right.
Yeah.
At all?
Well, they exist, but the game is not in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, some companies are making actual cartridges, but it costs so much to make that.
This is fucking stupid.
Yeah, you can go to Target, Lisa. You can buy a Switch 2 game, and there will be a case for a Switch 2 game, and you open it, and you plug a little thing into your Switch 2.
Can I just get a bottle of air? What?
I'm pretty sure Erewhon sells that.
Yeah.
They probably do, actually.
Yeah.
It's like Hailey Bieber's breath or some shit. Do you remember when the Switch came out and the cartridges had the weird thing on it so that dogs and babies wouldn't eat it? Do you remember that?
What?
Oh, yeah, I think I do.
Everyone
vaguely
did the Switch challenge. Remember when people did the ice challenge? They had the Switch challenge where if you lick the switches, they had a bitter on it so that dogs and babies wouldn't eat them.
Would go, ugh.
And I tried it and it was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't taste.
So it worked.
It tastes like nail polish remover. It was pretty gross.
How do you know what that tastes like?
They put some coating on some part of that little Switch. Because it's this big, those little games. They're so teeny tiny.
But I feel like by the time it's in a baby's mouth, isn't it kind of too late?
I feel like a baby. I mean, I put it in my mouth and it still worked. So the minute I tasted that.
Stella's saying too late. That baby's going to choke. That baby's already going to committed to swallow it.
Same thing with dogs.
Yeah, exactly. The dog doesn't care.
Dog doesn't care.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just doing it to fuck with people. So people like me can be like, I'm going to try
like
the
you.
Nintendo Switch.
Exactly.
I'm going to have a Nintendo Switch cereal. And then they're like, no more physical media. We're done.
But wait, that Mortal Kombat thing. Where can I play that? What is it? Is it just a downloadable,
it's not
on
out
Steam?
yet, but they actually, no, they're going to make a digital, or they're going to make a physical card for the Switch as well, which is great. Cool. So they're all about Digital Eclipse. From what I understand, they're all about preserving legacy media. So they painstakingly found every single game ever in the Mortal Kombat catalog.
Yeah.
And they didn't really mess with the coding too much just to make it a little bit better for modern gamers. But They even included all the like, you can do all of the cheat codes and all that too, like manually, or you can turn it on, stuff like that. I don't think it's out yet, but it will be out soon.
Wait, is it like a Polymega then?
No, it's a one Switch game, but you just put the one game into your Nintendo Switch, and it's like every Mortal Kombat game.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be on other platforms too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very cool.
Crazy.
It's really cool. No, they did. It took them so long to put this together because they also got all this old footage because they hit up the original creators and were like, hey, you wouldn't happen to have like concept drawings, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I actually have my old notebook, so you get to see the original
In my defense,
it's really
the only Switch games I've been selling are ones I have extra copies of, not ones that I own.
Okay.
But the ones I do have extra copy ones, like older games, I remember when everyone stopped playing video games, like N64 and GameCube, I would ask people for their old games, just like Pokemon cards. And because of that, I own 2 copies of Super Smash Brothers for GameCube. And I feel like I should get them framed at this point.
You should.
You should get one of them framed at least.
I know.
The thing that Lisa mentioned a minute ago that I have, and I'm very excited about it, and I tell everybody about it.
Polyamorous Mega.
Is a polyamorous Mega. You know, it's a thing called the Poly Mega, and it's its own console. And it came out a couple years ago, and they were going to ship it right before the pandemic lockdown, and then they had all these shipping delays.
Yeah.
So I ordered it in like 2020 or 2021, and I didn't get it till like last year. So it took like a couple of years with all the chip shortages, everything that was happening. But it's a device where you get it. It has a CD drive, and it can play PlayStation 1, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, and I think TurboGrafx CD, like some like old CD games. But it has modules you can pop out and pop in, and then it has a cartridge slot for NES is one module, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx 16. They did a newer one for Nintendo 64, and then has the controller ports on the front, so you can plug in the original controllers. Or their own version of like a new
I'm not a gamer, and he owns the ultimate gamer console.
And the best part is you were talking about preservation. That's kind of their whole thing too. Is that when you put one of those games in, one of those old Nintendo games, it takes 2 seconds. It rips like the ROM file from the game and saves it on your hard drive. And I put a beefy hard drive on there, like a 4 terabyte hard drive.
God damn.
So it's like you could have every Nintendo game 16 times over. But when you save it on there, then you could take the cartridge out and you can just play it off of the
What is your goal with it? To own every game?
Great question. No. My goal is I have gone through and tried to find like lists and curated lists of like, here's the top 20 Super Nintendo games. Here's the top 20 Nintendo 64 games. And I go through it and I'm like, either I already have a few of these from childhood, I know about them and I want them and I'm going to try to get them, or I've never heard of these. Ooh, people keep saying this game is great. I need to find a copy of this.
If you find a copy of Earthbound, I would lose my...
I don't have one yet, but it's on my list. For Super Nintendo.
You need about $10,000.
I know. So. It's so expensive. I've gotten some pretty... I've found some pretty good ones through various friends and stuff like that, but I almost, because I'm very unemployed, I told Abby this. I was like, should I just get a job part-time at like a retro video game store?
And just like
work there. And then just like tell the boss, like, hey man, when you guys are when we close at like 8 p.m., can I just bring in my device and just like rip all these games in and leave the games here? Because I don't need the games. I just want I've thought about it and I'm still thinking about it.
It's not a bad idea.
No, it's not. Because stores like that will come across a copy of Earthbound. You know, and they'll be the ones to sell it for like $500 or whatever it is. It's like, well,
have you been to that giant retro game store in North Hollywood?
Probably.
Game Dude.
Oh, I've been there all the time. Oh yeah, producer Alex.
Dude,
I love Game Dude. Should I just work there?
Warehouse.
I should just work there.
You work there one day a week.
One day, yeah.
$7
like, hey
an hour, but you get all the games. Okay,
I'm here too.
There you go.
And then as soon as I get their entire library, like I quit. Like 2 weeks notice. I'll be here for 2 weeks.
See, exactly. What makes me mad now is my thing is, and I've always done this, is that if I get a game digitally and I really like it, I end up buying the physical copy, and that's become fucking impossible now. Yeah. It's like, and especially for obviously like indie games and stuff too. I gotta wait for like Fan Gamer or like limited run, and then pay more money than I did.
Listen, and I've also narrowed it down too, where like I still am a collector and I like to have, for example, for Super Nintendo, in my brain, I'm like, you know what? I want to get a whole library of this stuff, but I would like 10 cartridges physically to hold on to of like what I think are my favorite, you know, a Donkey Kong Country, probably a Super Mario World. I have a copy of Chrono Trigger. And I'm holding on to it. Even after I've already ripped it, I'm like, let me just hold on to it just in case.
Why would you get rid of it? Exactly.
It's one of my faves. So I'm already considering like just a little collection of like maybe 10 from each console, you know, from each system.
Cool. You know what we talked about was during the fires? I was like, wouldn't it be nice to just be a boring person and not have to worry about all your physical media and all your cool gaming shit? And it's like, why can't I just get all my stuff from Home Goods? You know what I mean?
A boring person like, honey, I have our tax papers and our birth certificates. We're ready to go. But Lisa and I were like, fuck, we have so much nerdy stuff in our house.
I would not know where to begin.
Yeah.
What would you say is like, I don't know how to say the rarest, but the most precious game that you own physically?
I honestly did not get on the physical game train for a really long time. So I think
it can't even be a game, just a nerdy thing you own.
Yeah.
Oh, just anything?
Because you have a very, I imagine your place is very dorky. Just from no, I'm actually cool.
See, again,
I mean, like
cool.
I have some like original like Overwatch statue like figurines from the original game. So I have that. But
wait, what year did Overwatch debut? This is gonna make me sound old.
God, I don't remember.
2016 maybe?
Something like that. It
Jeez.
was
I saw the
a while
porn
ago.
It's like 10
before the
years.
actual game.
Oh my god.
You saw the what?
I saw the porn before the game. They made Overwatch is big in the hentai world.
Wow.
I'm sorry. It's not like I was like, whoa, what's this? And
But the thing is, it's not even good porn.
it's not.
It's not.
No,
the graphics, the graphical quality.
Oh, it must have been. No, it had to have been like 2015, actually. Not
Yeah.
that. I'm looking at my porn history.
Yeah, pull that up on your. Yeah, because Overwatch has been around since like for 10 years.
Well,
That's
I
crazy.
remember
Wow.
when I've been going to gaming conventions since like the early 2000s, but I think when I was like, I want to work in gaming was like around 2014, 2015,
yeah.
and there was a lot of Overwatch cosplays.
Yeah.
Because like I remember her from a video. So
Yeah, what was she doing in the video?
she was giving someone a hug, a
Yeah,
really
you're
nice
like,
hug.
That's crazy. They'll let you dress up like anybody. And people were like, Lisa, that's from a very popular, successful video game.
Oh my god, hentai's so mainstream
Yeah,
now.
so man- cool.
That's so sweet. They're so accepting
So
of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, but all the people were doing the Overwatch cosplays.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it was around like 2014, 2015.
it's
So were you into it when it first came out?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Were
Yeah.
you working in gaming then too?
I mean, if you count live streaming, but yeah, no, not like officially.
Sure.
I
Are you a fan of Marvel Rivals, or is there a rivalry between Overwatch and
Marvel
Marvel
Rivals?
and
I
games
have
like
a
Overwatch?
lot of thoughts. So
Okay.
here's the thing.
Go for it.
It will never fail because NetEase is the parent company. It's made by NetEase, right? They have the money. So when it first debuted, everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to have the potential to kill Overwatch." I don't think there's really that much of an overlap because with Marvel, it's a lot of casual players. That game ultimately is a very casual game.
Yes.
If you start playing it and you play ranked, you realize how uneven it is and how badly balanced it is. Whereas Overwatch really has the balancing down and has all the roles down, right? So that one is geared more towards competitive players, which is where Overwatch kind of fails a little bit because its entry point is a little too high. Marvel Rivals, because everyone knows Marvel, right? Like Lisa didn't even know who Overwatch characters were until she saw them in a porno.
Correct,
Same
right.
in Marvel,
Same-
actually.
yeah, but Marvel did see the Bonevengers before she saw the regular Avengers.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
I
yeah.
saw the Sex Avengers before
But like, you know,
Endgame.
Captain America, right?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
hear that, you're just like, oh yeah, I know that. And so that has a little bit more of a casual, like people will come in just to play it, right? Kids
Yeah.
will play it because they're like, oh my God, I want to play as like Black Panther or whatever. So I think it is a good game. I think if you start to get a little bit more away from the casual part, then you start to realize, oh, it's not like super great.
like skill building as much.
Yeah, so that's why I think
well
Overwatch-
put together as Overwatch.
Yeah,
is.
Overwatch has gotten that team shooter formula down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
I feel like you're like one of the most versatile people in the gaming industry because most people either do esports or they do non-esports, and you kind of do both.
Yeah.
I've noticed because I remember when I first heard of you, like before I even like
Was it in a porno?
It
No.
was. It was a live Overwatch esports porno. Nobody watches anymore. It's okay. But no, because I remember you were doing esports events before
yeah.
you were at IGN.
No, I was doing both.
Yeah, I
Wow.
see. When I worked in esports, I couldn't do it because of what you just said about Overwatch, where it's like, if I try to get into like Valorant or like Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, I walk in and I'm just dead because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to
Sure.
do. And then people just kill you. And they're like, here's a little like practice tutorial area. It's like 5 minutes long. And then I try to go in the competitive part and then I'm just getting like slurs thrown at me by 12-year-olds.
I mean, that still
Yeah.
happens. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
Marvel Rivals is a little more, I played a little bit of it and I just sucked. That was
Yeah.
mainly why I stopped. Like I play
Yeah.
Helldivers now. Like that's mine. Cause I'm like,
Sure,
yeah, 'cause
yeah.
it's, it's silly. But I feel I'm too intimidated by esports games,
Yeah.
especially Overwatch. 'Cause
When did you know you could even like compete with those kinds of games? Because it's so like what I'm asking is, you know how sometimes a little kid will draw something and a parent will go, wow, that's actually really good. And the little kid goes, oh, I didn't know I had a talent
Yeah.
for draw. Like, oh, I didn't know that I was good at this
Mm.
until this until this happened. Do you remember when you were playing games in your life and then you realized like, oh shit, I'm really good actually?
I don't know, like that parent thing, that's never happened to me because I have Asian parents, so I've never felt that before. So I think I found like that pocket to give myself that.
Like, you need to become a doctor. Stop drawing.
Dude, seriously, yeah. But like, I don't know. I've always been more attracted to FPS games, which are inherently more competitive.
Yeah.
So like Call of Duty, I sucked at when I first played because I didn't actually get to play games growing up. Again, Asian parents.
Oh.
So I got into it really late. The first console I owned was an Xbox One.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
But you just showed up every other game and you're like, I'm gonna get into this now and I'm gonna start
Seriously.
working in it and fuck you guys, you know?
Yeah. It was pretty cool going from getting my ass handed to me in Call of Duty to giving it back to my friends who
handing
taught me the
people your
game, which is
ass.
great.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Call of Duty, Titanfall was like my first FPS where I was like, oh my God, I really love this. There's really high skill gaps because you have to be in tune with the movement, which is high skill. And also you have to have your aim on point. You got to know.
Jeez.
I think that's when I first really understood game knowledge, right? Like knowing where you are, different lanes and stuff. And then I got into CSGO, which also kind of honed that in as well. So
Counter-Strike?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That to me, it's like, if you go into it, everyone's like a veteran that's been through many wars.
It's hard. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm a baby. I just got here.
Yeah. It was weird because when I got into it, it had still been on for a really long time, but there were still a lot of people who were kind of beginners too, which was interesting. So yeah, I don't know.
I just played Fortnite for the first time.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
I mean, well, this is another thing I don't like about competitive games or like multiplayer is that my friends are like, let's play Fortnite, it'll be fun. And then they're like, I'll carry you. I'm like, I want to play though. And they're like,
Right.
no, don't go in. You're going to die.
Yeah.
Let's just stay here for
Okay.
15 minutes and then we'll go in and kill people. And I'm like, well, that's.
The thing is, that is what you do in battle royales, though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you're not entirely sure of how to play it and how to be aggressive, that is kind of how you do.
That's why I love Helldivers. It's like, if you
I mean,
die,
yeah.
we'll just respawn you. And you have to like, you just have to go in. You just got to do it. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is Starship Troopers. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
so but then what's your like main one now? Because you started with Overwatch, or no, you started with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And then you did
Um,
Overwatch. So then what's your like main one now?
I don't know. I've been jumping around on a lot of things. It was Apex for a really long time.
Did you play PUBG?
I did actually. Yeah. Yeah. It's so weird when you're like there for the birth of a genre, right? Because I played a lot of DayZ. I
Yeah.
loved that a lot. And then they brought in PUBG and I was like, oh, what is this shit? This is weird. And then I started getting into it. And then that's when like the battle royale genre just kind of blew up and I kind of played each one and I was like, oh, okay. Some of these will work, some of these won't because there was a big fad. Apex really took off, especially after Fortnite, because Apex had the thing where they shadow dropped it. No advertisements or anything. They just shadow dropped it and it like blew up.
I feel like that's like
So-
the best thing some gaming companies can do though.
Yeah.
The sleeper hits.
Right.
Which was shocking because it was Respawn, who has been notoriously fucked over by EA constantly with their releases. So I was like, oh shit, this is really cool. So I actually ended up going from Overwatch to Apex. And I was like, okay, because I fucking hated dealing with my teammates in Overwatch. I was like, I have to deal with 5 of you and telling you what to do, and you guys won't fucking listen to me because
Wait,
I would
what
always.
is like your main role? Like, is there roles?
Well,
I don't
team
know.
leader, obviously.
Main
role?
I'm an idiot when it comes to like any kind of
Yeah.
competitive esport. Like I'm such
Okay.
a solo gamer, and then when I started working in esports, I was like, you're gonna have to teach me everything. I don't know anything about League of Legends. I know nothing about Valorant.
I know
Okay.
that I could never play any of these games Stella is mentioning with Stella because I'm like, I don't want to let you down. I could
No,
not.
you're
No. Not with what you just said. No. Well, I'm like, let's play a game where we're all relatively around the same level, like a Mario Kart or let's go do Mario Party or something where that's unfair to everybody. But I don't want to let you down. And I
Well,
can't let you down in the field. I can't. So you said you were dealing with horrible teammates
Okay,
that
but
weren't
that's because-
listening to you in Overwatch.
But I feel like you guys would be good at understand, like when I tell you things like, oh hey, there's this thing
I
happening.
want to listen, but the skills are not
I don't
there.
know
That's
if
what
you
I'm
do
saying.
this, But Stella's also a bodybuilder, and she will crush us physically.
No,
so we
Yeah.
need to be on her good side.
Honestly,
okay?
whip us into shape, make you a better player. Truly, yeah.
It's just one of those things of like where that when Overwatch came out, it was still there was a lot of that misogyny and shit in there, right?
Oh, for sure.
So like even though I wanted to play DPS, I would always get put into the support role, which honestly that's fine because supports I feel like can lead the team quite a lot because you see everything, right? right? So when you try to tell people, hey,
our supports are like healers and shit.
Yes.
Okay.
But like they're not called just healers because they can do DPS as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things of like, I could see everything happening. I'm like, hey, don't push now. Like, let's wait.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't fucking listen because all the tanks would want to be like big, beefy boys. So when I switched over to Apex, I was like, oh, I only have to deal with 2 other fucking people.
Sure.
Sure.
Better.
Oh
so
my
it made it a
God.
little bit better. Yeah.
I did
Wow.
do a few months ago. I did an Elden Ring Night Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was so. Well, I got recommended through someone I worked with in esports, and they were
Okay.
like, "Oh, like a lot of the, I guess like shoutcasters they call them, which are
Okay.
like the sportscasters for
Oh,
esports.
cool.
They were not expertises in Elden Ring, so
Yeah.
they had me do it, and it was very funny because I was with this guy Jake, who Jake did a bunch of Overwatch. Jake Overwatch, and that's his name online.
Yeah,
so
that's his last name now,
yeah,
legally.
that's his last
Yeah.
name. But he was the co-host, and he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, don't worry, like, because this game is new. Like, I'll be doing most of the commentary. You'll just be adding
Got
like color commentary."
Yeah.
And the way he talked about this game, like it was a competitive, like,
That's so
like
funny.
using the same esports terms like DPS and stuff like that, and support
Yeah.
characters and all that stuff. I'm like, I am so Elden Ring. Like, cool. She's using magic. That's a boss from Dark Souls 3. And I'm just like, am I the clown that they hired?
No, but
for
you
this?
need that balance because
Yeah.
there are a lot of casual watchers who don't know
Mhm.
what the fuck is happening, right?
Mhm.
So you have someone who's really technical, but then you have someone who makes it entertaining to watch as
Mhm.
opposed to it just being a play-by-play.
Yeah, I think I'm just like a jester in the esports world,
But
basically.
we need 'em. We need the jesters.
But
We
it
do.
was cool though, because it's like obviously From Software never did a competitive game before,
Right.
and then now they have one. I was like, I'm learning how to play this game correctly, because before I
Yeah.
was just playing it like Elden Ring, and turns out I was wrong.
So maybe this is too big of a question,
Okay.
but
What are your goals in life?
No. way more important than that.
Childhood trauma.
What is your favorite video game of all time?
Oh, Jesus. I can never answer this. It's so tough. Because it's like, there's so many different genres, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't pinpoint one, right? So I try to do it by genre.
Okay.
I mean, Bloodborne is really up there.
Bloodborne. That's an
which-
Elden Ring thing, right?
It is.
There
It
we
is
go.
a
Look at Lisa.
Soulsborne game.
Look
Yeah.
at Lisa falling in love with you.
Because like I first when I first started streaming, I did a lot of just FPSs, right? And
Mhm.
someone in my chat was like, "Hey, if I buy you Dark Souls 1, will you play it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." I had no idea what kind
If
of
I
game
bought
it
it
was.
for you, do they hate you? They're like, if
Yeah,
you bought you
I guess
this
so, 'cause,
awful
like,
game,
I was like, "What the
will
fuck
you
is
play
this?"
it?
I did not understand that you're just supposed to die over and over again.
Yeah.
I did not understand the delay and like what is it, input delay and all that shit. So I was like,
yeah.
I can't play this shit sucks.
Yeah.
And then a few years later when I was playing Bloodborne, I was like, "Oh, I get it now.
So wait,
I get it."
you went from I'm learning so much Stella lore, because
Yeah.
I mean Stella for most of the time is like I see her at events and then we're like and then that's we like scream at each other, and then
Yeah.
you pick me up because you make me feel like I'm 10 pounds. She's very strong.
Yeah, hell
I don't know
yeah.
if you
I
know
know.
that.
Yeah.
But because I'm not 10 pounds. But every time I see Stella, it's like, oh yeah, we catch up and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I don't really know a lot about you, especially your video game history. But I do know that you're always doing cool shit online.
Aw,
But I
thank
wanted
you.
to say, because I knew kind of like esports was like your main thing, but like what made you go from, because most people who do esports and like competitive gaming, they don't really step into the other realm.
Sure, like
They
you mean
don't-
editorial, like yeah.
Or
Mm.
they don't really
Or
do
streaming?
or they don't really do
Oh,
like
sure, yeah.
RPGs.
Oh.
Yeah. Most of the people I knew that was like when I was working at EG were like just stayed in like either fighting games or they stayed with first person shooters. Like they'll be like, oh, I tried this, but it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
Like was it Bloodborne that got you into RPGs?
Honestly, I don't think so. I just liked all games in general, right? But
Mhm.
FPS was something that I really liked spending a lot of my time in. So I loved story-based games. Let's see, Dragon Age Inquisition was something that I really got into, and I was like,
Cool.
I didn't think this was going to be something I was into, but I am. And then Bloodborne. I was like, this doesn't really have a story like you can follow, right? It's not linear, but I was like, I kind of like that.
But
So-
spooky.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
I mean, Gothic shit is like
Mhm.
up my alley, and I was like, okay, this is really cool. I mean, all the different weapon and character designs, I was like, yeah, this is really, I want to know more.
I'm curious to know, would you consider Bloodborne a scary game or a horror game?
No.
Okay, here's the thing. When I streamed it during Halloween because I was like, I want a good horror game. And I was
Sure.
like, but I want to play Bloodborne. And everyone's like, Bloodborne's not horror. It is horror. That game is still scarier than most horror games that I've ever played.
You haven't
Mm.
played Dead Space, have you?
I have played Dead Space. I still
Ooh.
think Bloodborne is scarier because at least in Dead Space when you
Really?
die, you don't lose everything, but like there's areas in Blood when you go to Old Yarnum and you're walking around and then the guy like starts shooting at you and you got to run all the way down the bottom. Yeah. And like the Bloodstarved Beast was like open back. Like the cosmic horror and the gore in that game scared the fuck out of me.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's just like the different levels of fear. Like
maybe you're just
different
a pussy.
phobia. I mean, it's one of those things. I don't know. Like for me, I think that's just that's part of the world. Okay, cool. That's like it's just how fucked up it is.
I still think it's the scariest game I've ever played.
Do you think that Dead Space is your favorite like horror game like that?
Honestly, yeah, I think so, because I don't like horror games. I do not like playing them. I love horror movies, but I think it's because I'm not in the seat controlling them. I hate that, because whatever happens is my fault.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't like, we talked about this, I think, was it a couple, when it was an Angelicon, I was like, I don't like Alien Isolation because I don't like being like, are you smarter than the AI? I'm not. I'm an idiot, so I'm not going to ever beat this game, and I don't want this game to shove that in my face.
Yeah, because if it was me in a horror movie, I just wouldn't go there. Like, exactly, I just want to walk in there. Like, sorry, I'm not going in. I'm not going into the Subnautica thing. I'm not doing this mission.
No.
Cancel. Quit.
I would just kill myself, and then the game's over.
Right.
If I'm stuck in an abandoned ship in outer space, I am staying there, and I am not alive. No, Dead Space is good because you can actually interact and feel like you play it like a real game.
Oh,
like horror games always kind of force you to be slow in a way. And to be like very wary of like your survival and what's around you versus like, I just want to play the fucking game.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you prefer it when you can shoot back or do you?
Yeah. Dead Space is great because it felt like an actual game instead of just like horror, like, oh, you got to sneak around this corner, you know, somebody might come out and get you, you know?
So what do you think of Outlast?
Oh, I didn't play Outlast. I'm too scared to do that.
What is Outlast? What game is that?
So Outlast is it's kind of like the slow game that you were talking about, where it's this reporter, this journalist, he goes into this asylum to see what's going on because there have been a lot of stories.
Right?
Yes,
absolutely.
So you hold the camcorder.
No way.
And you got to do night mode to watch.
No way, dude.
Yeah. I played it because again, someone bought it for me, and I was like, okay, the story is actually really good, which is what made me actually go through it. I was like, fine, I'll suffer through it, and the DLC was really good too. But then I feel like the next game they had was more just like gore porn, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that sucks. But the first one was like pretty good.
Not like Overwatch porn.
Yeah, different. Gore. Yeah, horror porn. It sounds like the Blair Witch Project movie, where like that first movie is not actually violent or horrifying from what you're seeing. It's all of the implication. Yeah. It's sort of like how it was shot is what's scary. And then they even did like a Blair Witch 2 and it was just like a generic dumb, you know.
Yeah.
No, I can't do anything first person.
Have you ever seen the Blair Witch Project movie?
Yes, it's terrifying.
It's pretty scary.
Well, wasn't that the first time they did found footage shit?
It was one of the big first times they've done that. And it was really clever of them to be like, their marketing was like, this was really found in the woods. Like, holy shit.
I believed it, dude.
Really good. Really good. Like The Ring, you know, like, oh, it was real footage found on a tape.
Yeah, no, I can't do first person usually because like my brain can't handle it for too long. I need like Dramamine to get through it.
Okay.
Yeah, but like first person horror game, turning around just seeing a monster, I would piss my pants immediately.
Okay.
I'm good.
I don't think you can play the new Resident Evil then.
No.
You can't do it third person.
That was the big, you were at Summer Games Fest, right?
Yeah, I played at a Gamescom though.
They had you're like, I went to Gamescom. Yeah. I'm way cool. I went to Germany.
Great. Stella played it 6 years ago when it was a prototype game.
They had the big announcement for Resident Evil at Summer Games Fest. And the big thing was that like the big reveal at the end is you can play in third person. I'm like, cool. Like that. Everyone was like, oh, that's so dope. I was like, yeah, but like games have been doing that for a while. I guess.
But it's Resident Evil.
It's just really technologically cool to see because you have to code the game to look good in first person also third person, and you can switch out at any point. That is fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I think that is probably why people were like, oh shit, like usually you're stuck
like
in
a Dragon did that too.
Oh, did they? Okay.
The third person, does it go to those like locked camera angles like the old Resident Evil games or the old Silent Hill games or anything?
No, it's definitely like over the shoulder, which is good.
And you move around. Okay, cool.
But
I mean, like I said, they had that in Like a Dragon where you can do first and third. But the only reason I like Resident Evil is because I loved Leon. I was like, I like the idea of like an Abercrombie manager being like the cop. Yeah. And his little hair flip. And then when I played Resident Evil 4 remake, I feel like they got rid of like his goofiness. Because in the original Resident Evil 4, it was just very much like him just like saying really dumb lines, you know?
Well, he's more than just a himbo, okay? Like,
yeah. I mean,
Lisa just wants him as that himbo. I think.
I just love. I mean, I love his himbo-ness, but I never played any other Resident Evils because I was like, no, now these will scare me.
Oh, I see.
I like having a little bit of the goofy.
Yeah,
you know?
right. You got to have that camp.
Yeah.
Well, I know something that Lisa has been doing the past couple of years as a gamer is that like she'll go and she'll fill in some of that library that you may have missed on. Like you played the Metal Gear Solid games for the first time, or you last year, or was it this year, played Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For Super
Not
Nintendo.
a scary game.
No, not a scary game. Really fun. And I remember asking you because I grew up with that, playing that game, and I loved it so much. And I just think it was so brilliant. But it is that thing of like, can people who weren't there when the game came out? It's the same with movies. Can you show a young person a great movie from 1975 and it still be great at that same level of impact that it had in 1975?
I feel like if you're a millennial, yes.
I actually have an answer to that because I have never seen Jaws.
Yeah.
And I just saw it yesterday for the 50th anniversary.
Yeah. So you went to the theater?
Yes.
It's great, right?
It holds up. So it is timeless. So there are certain games and movies where it's like, oh yeah, this was made. It was like, I don't think they meant to, but it's just future proofed. It's so good.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So that's so funny that you brought that out because I'm like, oh, I literally just saw this movie I've never seen
70s,
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're sitting down, you're like, okay, I know this is old. Will this still be scary? Will this work? And it damn does.
Do you have old games that you want to go through?
Yes, I want to know that stuff that you're like, because you were saying like
but
you
also
didn't,
sharks.
Yeah, you didn't get into it until you were older. Like you didn't grow up in it with a childhood of all these different video games.
Yeah.
And then my second follow-up question is, have you played Jaws for the original Nintendo? No, my follow-up question is
terrible.
Yeah, it's bad.
Shark on the
do you have any games like Lisa where she was playing Metal Gear Solid or Chrono Trigger? Do you have any favorite games that sort of came out from before your time, but you still like, oh, I actually went back and played this old game and I do love it. I think it's great. Like, what do you still want to play? And have you played anything that's older that you're like, this is great?
I think I want to go back and try to play Perfect Dark because when I first tried to do it, I was like, oh, I don't get it. It was like a little too old.
Yeah.
And so my brain, and I was a fresh gamer, so I was like, okay, let me
first-person shooter brain is too advanced.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this?
To play GoldenEye or Perfect Dark. That's so funny.
Yeah. But
my God.
So I want to go back and play that. But
those controls are gonna suck to you, dude. They're
to
gonna.
Be fair, N64 and PS1 games are hard to play for anyone.
Period.
Now. Yeah.
Let alone somebody who's used to a smooth moving first-person shooter game. Like, good luck. Okay, that's great. And then, have you played anything that you actually think is great?
The original Halo series.
Wow.
I'm like working through it because I missed that, right? All my friends, like all my guy friends in high school,
you
were
never
like,
went to a LAN party.
No.
You don't know, dude.
Like, we did.
It was crazy,
we did in high school to do Call of Duty Zombies. We would go through waves and waves. But that's different from Halo where everyone was like, oh my God, did you see that this happened? I was like, oh, I feel really left out. So I didn't have anything spoiled for me.
Yeah.
So playing the second game when you can play as the Arbiter, I was like, fuck, this is so sick. What the fuck? Like, and it was really cool because I was playing it on stream and a lot of people were like, shit, man, I wish I could play this for the first time.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, see, but I feel bad because I missed out on this, right?
I love that though. I think it's my favorite thing about streaming is that there's so much pressure to just play what's new. But then you go back and you play the old stuff, and then there's people like, I've been waiting for years for someone to experience this for the first time.
And
it's like,
yeah. I just realized, I'm also playing XCOM 2 for the first time.
Whoa.
I'm not a turn-based person, I didn't think. And then I played Knights of the Old Republic for the first time.
Whoa.
Fucking loved that.
Wait, which game?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic? Oh my God. Producer Alex is clapping in there. Damn.
Loved that game. And then I was like, oh, I guess I do like turn-based games.
This is awesome. You're going to be like all these insufferable Star Wars fans that say all the new shit is terrible, but really just Knights of the Republic is the best Star Wars.
Set
That's
the
great.
bar so
That's
high.
Great.
That and Jedi Survivor was the one that I was told to play.
Yeah, that's a newer one.
Fan.
That's not Fallen Order was the first.
No, Fallen
one, right?
Order. Yes.
Yeah.
Fallen Order was the first one. Jedi Survivor the second.
Yes.
And this is that new generation of Star Wars games. Really polished, really cool.
Yeah, they're good, though.
Knights of the Republic is like 20, 25 years old. Like Xbox, the first Xbox, I think, right?
Yeah, but speaking of games that hold up, that holds up. XCOM 2 holds up.
Yep.
I'm fucking loving that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This is so cool. And it's so weird because you look at modern games and you're like, man, they don't really make it like they used to before.
Yeah. That's how I felt about Chrono Trigger because I'm not a turn-based person, but in Chrono Trigger, it's like you don't have to grind.
Yeah.
If your main character dies, your party's still alive. Like it's meant where the game levels with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time I play like Persona or fucking Final Fantasy, I'm like, okay, I gotta grind for 20 levels.
I know. Yeah.
And if like Joker dies, I for some reason can't still play, even though half my party is still alive.
Yeah.
And I was like, but Chrono Trigger came out 30 years ago, and I'm like, and it does it right. Why the fuck did they get rid of this? You know,
that's a great question.
Yeah.
Have you played any other like RPGs? Do you have any other favorites in the RPG genre?
He's analyzing your game.
This is fascinating.
He's gonna spit on like a profile, like, oh, you're.
It's
and then he's gonna ask you what
to
your
me.
plans are in the future.
RPG stuff. I mean, like Baldur's Gate 3.
I feel like I'm asking like a professional mercenary assassin. Like, do you ever play paintball?
Yeah.
Like, do you ever have fun and go to a water park? I don't know. Do you ever do normal stuff? Do you ever watch a movie? Like, that's I feel like.
You know what I'm gonna ask her, and you're gonna hate it.
Go ahead.
Have you played Claire Obscure yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've cosplayed as Looney, right?
Yeah, I cosplayed Luna in her baguette outfit, which is
Which is
like it's the easiest one. When we were sure.
When we were at what was it, San Diego Comic-Con, there was like 1,000 baguette
it's so
cosplays
easy,
everywhere. But that's a game that was like they did the turn-based right. They did it right. I didn't have to grind.
It's great.
If my main character dies, I have a backup party. It's great. Why did it take this long to have that formula? I'm sure people in the comments would be like, Lisa, there's thousands of games that are like that, blah, blah, blah. Well, I haven't played them yet. Okay, I'm getting through it.
I mean, they're all valid questions. Like, why, it's the same with movies being made today and TV shows being made today. When you go back and you watch an older, great piece of art, and you go, what changed? What happened?
Everyone now is, I don't know if you've seen this online, everyone's watching Dexter for the first time. That's big now.
Oh, like the original Dexter series?
The original
also
Dexter.
from like 2006 or
I know,
something?
right?
Like,
yeah.
But the first few seasons of Dexter were fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Ended terribly.
They were.
But I'm like reliving everyone's like season 1 and season 2 moments online right now.
Yeah.
And they're
That's
like,
great.
oh my God, like this show's so good. I'm like,
it'll never get bad. Like, you dummy.
Yeah.
I still have not watched the last season because I'm like, I know it's trash.
Fine. You don't have to. It's like one of those things where it's
he
like,
comes back anyways. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Clearly he's still out there,
Yeah.
you know? But it's cool to see the people experience, like these things for the first time where it's like, I fucking loved Dexter when it came out 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it since. And now people are watching. I'm like, oh shit. I have a friend who's playing Hollow Knight for the first time because Silksong comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him stream it. And I'm like, doing my best not to like spoil or like get too excited.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, you have to go through it like not knowing anything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so cool to like have people experience that. Like Yakuza 0 is another good one where it's like, anyone who doesn't play Yakuza, I can't wait to watch your heartbreak in real time. You know? And now Metal Gear Solid. Now that I've played all of them, it's like, have you done any of the Metal Gear Solid games?
No.
You're not missing anything.
I mean, they're weird.
Which I like weird.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I think they were just too old. And now with this one, I'm like, okay, I might be able to get into this because it's technically the first, isn't it?
I feel like
prequel?
in the timeline, it's technically the first. I do think if you were to stream that for me was like, I think my peak of streaming because all the Metal Gear Solid fans are just waiting for someone to play it for the first time.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen this because you fucking work in esports. Jesus. There's different fandoms where it's like, this fandom sucks. And this fandom's great.
Yeah.
Like in esports, when I was working, I did like an LG event and I had Tarek, who's like used to be a big CSGO player.
Okay.
And we had They Kill Sage, he's a fighting game player, and then we had a couple other streamers. And every time, like each of their streaming communities were so different towards me every time. Like Sage's was so great because it was a fighting game community. They were just talking about fighting games.
Yeah.
Which, but to be fair,
fighting game.
To be fair, he was playing like Skullgirls. He was
That's the most Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I got so much shit for playing that on my birthday, and I was drunk. And they were like, "Oh my god, you're so terrible. You suck." I'm like,
"This is a hard fucking game." Really, I feel like
Yeah.
Guilty Gear would have been worse than that.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna get shit for this, but I think the fighting game community is definitely the most toxic.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
in my opinion, I think it's the most toxic.
Is it because it's very broed out? Is that what it is? It's like,
I think so. Again, it's that high skill gap, right? Like, and there's a thing of you feel the superiority complex.
Yeah, it's like the high intelligent Redditors
versus
They're
like
actually,
because like FPSs, you know how to like move your cursor or like you know what to do.
Yeah.
Fighting games, you're like, what the like you smash.
I don't know. I think I think his streaming community specifically is really nice because
that's fair.
Because when I did go to Evo, I definitely did not have the same experience as I did.
Was it a different game fandom? What was the game there?
Well, Evo I think is a great event because I love sporting events to begin with. I like being around people who are passionate about what they like, and Evo's just that.
Got it.
But a lot of gross dudes, a lot of me feeling uncomfortable in public, a lot of
the amount of stories that come out about fucking predators there is just so gross.
The Smash community.
I mean, just any fighting game community,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
There's always drama there.
Yeah, that's always like always
Yeah.
like when you find out one of your favorite YouTubers was or your
Dude,
favorite
as soon as they
your
get
favorite
fame, they're like,
emo band
oh,
guitarist.
suddenly I'm into kids, and I'm like, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ,
and
dude.
you're just like, it's like the meme where it's like every single band from like, there was this huge thing about how Spotify has DMs now, and everyone's
oh my
like,
God, that's right.
in
Ew.
like 3 years we're gonna hear about all of our favorite bands get in trouble for DMing 16-year-old girls on Spotify. Yeah, it's like that, but also that's also how I felt like with the Counter-Strike community. We're like, oh, is this blah blah blah's new girlfriend, or oh, this bitch doesn't play games, and it's just like, oh my God.
And Lisa, you were saying that the Metal Gear Solid fan community is cool because it's all a bunch of weirdos who like weird
It's a bunch of
Kojima
it's
game
a bunch
stuff.
of autistic film nerds is
Right,
what it
right,
is.
right.
It's
Right.
PvE. It's not a competitive game.
Right,
I mean, it's the
right.
same with XCOM.
They
like,
just want to see your reaction to the story.
To
Yeah,
the moments.
yeah.
Stella, what would you say is like the best game fandom?
I don't know, like a specific game.
Or franchise, or
I don't
just
know,
like
man. They're all toxic. Like,
Okay.
let's be real, because like
Mario
here's the thing.
Kart, toxic.
Oh, so toxic, dude.
Pokemon, toxic.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
We
Here's the
I
thing.
get
It's
it. I get it. It's competitive. I get
Mario
it. I
Kart
get
is
it.
the we said the non-nerdy guys on Hinge being like, I can beat you at Mario Kart. I'm like, oh, you grow
Good
up.
for you.
No, you can't.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It's-
feel like we live in this era of gaming where everyone is so fucking entitled. They think they know
Yeah.
how to engineer a game, but literally all their ideas engineer the fun out of video games. So it's one of those things, if
Wow.
you hear people talk about these things and you're like, no, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you did this, then how would this
It's 'cause
balance,
Yep.
People
right?
are not allowed,
Yep.
everyone should not have the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
think there's no real like, it sucks because
Yeah.
even in RPGs or like solo games, people still get really fucking toxic, and you're like, dude, do you enjoy anything
I
anymore?
know.
Like, you don't have to play that, you know that, right? So
Yeah.
it's, I don't know, it's tough. I think I also have this like jaded perspective because I've seen it from like a different level.
You have every right to
So-
be. You're a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
And-
also
and-
my experience might be different from yours. Yeah, like, I don't
And
know.
and games have now become so intertwined with the internet. And
Yeah.
what we're also talking about is just also basic internet problems, like internet etiquette, internet anonymity, internet, men feeling entitled when they go on the internet and they say shit anywhere, even
Yeah.
in the comments for like a Better Home and Garden article. There's horribleness. And you know
I
what I'm saying?
just-
Like, because it's just the internet. Like
Yeah.
it's a bunch of
Silk
stuff.
song coming out next week. I hadn't
Yeah.
talked about Hollow Knight Online for years, and now everyone's talking about it because it comes out next week. And I didn't even know there was a toxic side to Hollow Knight fandom
Of course
until a few
there
days
is.
ago.
Yeah.
Where people
I'm sorry.
are, people
Lisa.
are like, this is actually the greatest game ever made, and like, fuck you if you can't get
Jeez.
past this boss. And it's just like, oh my guys, like, go to therapy, go
I
outside, get a
know.
hobby,
I
Yeah.
experience a different side of it, not gaming at all, but like,
comic books.
yeah, I just posted a video. I just posted a video where me and my friends on our YouTube channel we're talking about Batman and Superman, and it's just
Okay.
like, great.
The
People are
age-old-
getting real mad. It's like we're fucking talking about men with underwear on the outside of their. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, do you think this is fun? It's like what
Yeah.
you said. Is this not fun for you? Are you
It's
having
like,
fun?
Also, anyone outside of this is going to think we're all losers. It doesn't matter
Loser
anyways.
talk.
Normal people
Yeah.
are not going to care.
Regular people that can just grab their tax returns, get in the car, and flee from a fire.
Yeah.
And we're like, my statues, which one do I get? That's us losers.
I
God.
will say I think the most positive experience I had was playing Yakuza 0
Sure.
because it was just reacting to cutscenes. You can be terrible at the game. They don't give a shit. We were just begging for someone to play this game. Like
Yeah.
that. You need to find that kind of fandom. The fandom where it's like a desert out there and they got like a stick and they're just going through and just finding someone else that might reach out to them to play the thing. That's where I'm at now.
I think Yakuza fans also accept Yakuza for being what it is, which is
Yeah.
just, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
So of course
Yeah.
people are going to be like accepting of all that stuff. Like,
And eccentric and cool.
yeah,
And,
because I was trying to think of other stuff. Like even with XCOM, people are still being like,
Yeah.
oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. I'm like, bitch, I don't care. Like this is my playthrough. You can play it.
This is what I mean.
Like-
The entitledness of being able to go online
Yeah.
and troll people and talk to them in real time was like, not us millennials, man. We had to wait for dial-up internet for this to happen. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then me and my pal's YouTube channel, we record ourselves watching stuff. It's like a reaction
okay.
videos that we put out, and it'll be us watching a TV show or us watching a movie, and people will comment like, "You didn't respond to that correctly," and I'm like, "Just send me your video
Yeah.
of what when you recorded yourself watching this with your friends for the first time. Send me the video where
So
you didn't
weird.
miss any of the details the
Yeah.
first time you're watching it." And then it's like, "Oh, you don't have that video because you didn't do that."
Dude,
It's-
the
yeah.
parasocialness that we have
It's
right
a
now
lot.
is insane.
Lisa and I were just talking about that
Yeah.
on the way down, but yes, it's there's a lot. Okay, I have an idea. How much more time do we have with Stella?
We don't have a.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. Producer Alex, how much time? Hold up fingers. How much time? 20 minutes left?
Hell yeah.
Or 2
nice.
minutes? 20? Got it.
No, we're at 20. Because
Okay.
I was really hoping he would
2:05.
just middle finger you, but you know.
Well, yeah, he's like, yeah. Okay, here's my idea. I want to
Okay.
think of some fun rapid fire questions.
Oh,
They could
God.
be either or questions. They could be just like fun. I'll give you some examples.
I love Hector's formula for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's like, here's our questions. And I'm just like, can we just talk
Well,
about
again, you're the color commentator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Am I?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Listen, think of any if you have any too, but I have a few that I want to ask Stella.
Shoot.
So you can have an answer or not have an answer. It's okay.
Okay.
And you can go into it in depth or just go next if you want.
Okay.
If you have like a simple answer.
Sure.
Favorite Pokemon?
Ditto.
Nice, because it's everyone.
Yeah. And it's just a little freak.
Are you still into Pokemon? Like,
I'm
Who's
not
not?
really into Pokemon because I never got into that sort of game when I was little,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, see?
But I love the show. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, as a casual
Just
fan
like
of the anime, yes,
a
but not
fan,
the games.
An outsider of the games
Yeah.
looking in, still
I
it's
think
still
it's
ditto.
very fascinating. Like,
Yeah.
I'm shocked to know that you didn't start playing video games
I know.
until the Xbox One.
You're right.
You're
I
like
felt
an-
like
you're
you
like
were like a long-term nerd.
Yeah, you're like an adult nerd savant that you can just
Yeah.
come in as a fully formed adult and just
To be, you know
School
what?
all these
To
people.
be fair, I was always a Nintendo person.
Yeah,
my
same.
whole
Okay,
life
yeah, that's fair.
same.
until PS4,
Sure.
and I bought a PS4 off someone for $100.
Yeah.
because I wanted to play Persona 5 because of one specific voice actor, and that was it. Like,
That's
yeah.
fair.
And then I started like dipping in, and then I didn't start streaming until during the pandemic.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
that's
I
when I
remember.
started extending all my horizons. Someone was like, how do
Yeah.
you not play Metal Gear Solid? I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't play it growing up.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
like,
on the Nintendo 64,
They
dude.
had one on GameCube.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I
didn't
never
play it.
played it because I was like, I was always like either Pokemon,
Yeah.
Zelda, Mario, and Metroid. Those were like my
Sure.
top. Those were my Avengers.
Yeah.
You
Rapid
know,
fire. If you're playing Mario Kart, which character are you picking? Which character do you choose?
Moo Meadows cow. She's got her titties out. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Wait, didn't they
Moo
just
moo.
wait? Hold on. Didn't
In
they?
the new Mario Kart.
They
Yeah.
did something like they either like nerfed her or something because they said she was too good.
I don't know.
Her titties were too good.
Maybe.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
there was something
Typical
about.
men censoring
Typical
women's
men.
boobs, you know?
Do you have a Switch too?
Mhm.
Oh, you
Of course.
fucking
Of course.
How else would I play Mario Kart?
I mean,
Exactly.
I played it casually with friends, like the new one,
Oh,
and
the-
Do
okay.
you-
the open world one.
Rapid fire. If out of
He
any
will not let us continue
know.
a conversation.
Out of any that you've played, if you've played any, do you have a favorite Legend of Zelda game? One you enjoy?
My first, well, actually, no. Okay, so I really enjoyed the story of
She
Twilight
hates
Princess.
Zelda.
Twilight Princess.
Yeah, but
Got the tattoos of it.
yeah, but the one that I actually like finished is the last one, Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah,
You actually finished that?
That's awesome.
How long did that take you?
actually, okay, I haven't
Bro,
like.
Stella's amazing at games. Of course she finished it. She
It
did it
took-
in a week.
It took me a really long time because I was working on guides at the same time, so I had to do
Whoa.
every little thing.
Whoa.
But then also I was like, oh shit, this is actually
Wait,
really
did you do
fun.
a guide for Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, I was working. That was when I was
Holy
doing
fuck.
guides for IGN
That's
for Tears of the Kingdom.
crazy.
That is a.
Crazy.
They
It was a
should pay
lot.
you more to do that one specifically.
Yeah,
that you're like,
that's crazy.
Anyways,
I have thoughts, but I can't say that right now. So
Biggest game of all time. Yeah, that's wild. I remember that.
that is
yeah.
fucked up.
I mean, I grew up
I'm
again.
like pissed that you had to do that. I'm like, how dare
it
they?
was a lot, dude, because I wanted to
Yes.
enjoy it. It was my first real Zelda game that
You
I was
didn't have to
playing
get
myself.
all
and
900
then-
Koroks, did you?
No, thank God. But I had to get all of the fucking like location, you know, the
Yeah.
the little like skyfly
Yep.
locations first. And like some of those you need like specific abilities. So I
Yep.
was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? So
What was
yeah.
your deadline for that guide?
Just constant,
Mhm.
just
She's like,
She's like,
constant
let's talk about
uploading,
my gaming
updating,
trauma.
updating. I mean,
it's just it just
and
depends.
what-
Like
can I ask another question?
Yeah.
And, again, if you need to plead the fifth,
No,
you'd be
go
like, I
ahead.
legally cannot answer that. Was it just you? Was it a team of people?
it was a team, which
Okay,
was good.
good.
Because it was like kind of all hands on deck for Zelda
It needs to be.
specifically.
Yeah, for sure. I grew up in the 90s with, I would purchase strategy guides, dude,
Yes.
from Prima, from sometimes official Nintendo. I love that stuff. But reading those as a kid, I'm like, how does a person even write this? It's insane, especially for your Zeldas or your in-depth RPGs.
Tears of the Kingdom, I didn't
Crazy.
finish.
Dude,
I think
it's
I got
huge.
300 hours into it,
Yeah,
and I
same.
still
Yeah.
never beat it. I
Because
was
there's so much to do. And the thing is with
Crazy.
guides, you have to write it like people are stupid because they will
Yes.
ask the dumbest questions.
Yep.
So you have to write
Do you
it.
know the
Yep.
color blue?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to
Blueberry.
write every little detail.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh.
like to your brain it might make sense, but then someone else reading and be like, oh, this doesn't, where does this? Like, you got to re-explain
What does
this.
DPS mean?
Yeah. I didn't want to ask that earlier, but yes, I had that thought. Yeah, for sure. So, okay, can you think of any other fun little either this or that rapid fire?
There's no rapid fire with me.
Okay, go ahead.
I just enjoy
slow fire. Go for it.
This is a slow fire.
Slow burn.
I was gonna ask too because I totally forgot that you did guide stuff because I've been offered to do guide stuff and I was like,
don't do it.
No,
Don't do
it. That because I also know you don't make good money doing it and it's such tedious work.
Well, I think it's also just where we're at with the industry. Like a lot of outlets don't pay very well for really specific work like that. Guides is grueling.
Yes.
And a lot of places pay so like fucking minimal. So I would say don't do it unless they're offering.
Now you have to go find a shitty YouTuber doing it.
Well, they don't know how to fucking write. Okay, here's the thing. My thing is, you should have hired this person. They know how to talk about video games.
No.
Your favorite influencers are paid to talk about fucking games and they don't know how to write. So it's like, no, you need specific people for this.
I had an issue recently because I started doing some journalism stuff for like GameSpot and whatnot, which I love doing.
Yeah, like you also covered every episode of the show Secret Level, which is really cool. So those kinds of reviews and breakdowns and stuff.
Because you have a real team of editors going in looking at it. But I've done stuff for like YouTube channels, like React YouTube channels, where I'll script something and then they'll give me feedback 5 minutes later. And I'm like, you just put my script through ChatGPT. And they'd be like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yeah, you fucking did. I see those M dashes. I see that bad humor. Like, this is not a human. And then I would call them out and they'd be like, maybe someone on our team did. I'm like, there's no way you could revise this whole script in 10 minutes and give me a full new script.
Yeah.
And it's written so terribly. This is not my writing. And they'd be like, well, this is how we write it. I'm like, well, then why'd you hire me? If you were just going to chat GPT my whole fucking job.
There's a lot of shittiness that's happening with all of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like to go back to the gaming writing thing, the guides writing thing, I have always felt like that needs to be its own entire financed industry of writers and publishers where like it's a whole division, it's a whole team, it's a whole office building where people will just be doing that. And it's well paid and it's in depth and it's correct. And then those guides have to come out and you can't just go to a website that's going to throw one up there or a YouTuber like
basically.
Exactly.
I do think
exactly. That's how they need to work. But the consumers need to like buy that and choose it.
I do think that's one many things that AI cannot do or won't be able to do is play a whole game and write a guide about it.
No.
Yeah. Otherwise,
you know how many times I've looked something up on Google and the AI answer will be like wrong?
It happened to me today. I Googled the name of the green beetles I keep seeing in LA and they call it a finger eater and it's called a fig eater. I'm like, fuck you, AI. You don't even know what the name of this goddamn
finger eater.
A finger eater? I'm like, what? That's terrifying.
Because enough wrong people were saying it was finger eater, misspelling fig. So that Google AI was like, it's finger eater. No, it's not.
Like, is it gonna eat my fingers?
Yeah,
I was terrified when it was a fig eater. Eats figs, not fingers. But thank you, AI, for doing that.
Rapid fire question. You're playing Smash Brothers.
Wait, no. I'm not done with the writing stuff.
Okay.
I'm not done with the writing stuff because that's a cool thing I like about Stella.
Okay.
But I don't want to stress her out.
No, it's fine. No, dude, look at the industry we're in. I'm always stressed out. It's fine.
It's constant.
We
got finger eaters out here.
We even talked about literally earlier today, like just living in LA is really hard because everybody wants to be here for a creative reason, but there's no consistent work. Like Hector and I struggle. We're not even paying. You guys better give us money.
That makes sense. We suck. That's why.
Yeah. We don't suck.
That makes sense.
Everyone I know is like in the same boat. But I think the good thing about you, at both of you, actually, I should say all of us, me too, is that there's so many people who can't do the writing thing or they can't do the on-camera thing.
Yeah.
They can either do one or the other. It's like when a stand-up comedian's like, I want to start doing a podcast. I want to start streaming. I'm like, you have to have the skills.
Right.
It doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm so glad that we grew up in a time where we didn't have things like ChatGPT and tools that would tell us like, oh, we can learn how to write this way. I'm like, no, because this is not your writing. This is not your voice.
Yep.
And so I haven't had any issues, luckily, so far with AI taking over, but I did try to apply for jobs for the first time last week, and most of them were like, we want you to correct AI scripts, correct AI copywriting. Oh, so you're...
Just write it correctly the first time.
Yeah,
How about no AI involved? How about I just write it for you?
But anyways, no,
gosh.
I just want to compliment Stella for being a very
Aw.
versatile person. And if you're watching,
Multi-hyphenated.
you should hire her. She won't review Overwatch porn, but she can write about Overwatch.
Hire Lisa for that.
Yeah, hire
Lisa
Hire
for that.
Stella for the
Lisa's-
real work.
All right, back to your next rapid fire question.
Super Smash Brothers. Which character do you choose?
Now this feels like a Hinge date. Like,
Oh, sorry.
I would always do Kirby just because he
Kirby's
was
great.
pink and cute and he was fat and I could like
Yeah.
hover above everyone while everyone else fought.
well, it's because since you got into the Xbox One, you said
Yeah.
you probably missed the prime Super Smash Bros. Before it got
Yeah.
weirdly pedophilic and toxic.
Yeah.
toxic. Yeah,
I would only play it, and Banjo-Kazooie was my first real game that I like really got into
Classic.
on the GameCube because my friend,
Wow.
my church friend would have it. So when we would go over after church, they'd play it. So that was my first real taste of it. And I always thought, this is so, why is this bird in the backpack, right? So yeah, like with Smash, I was like, I'm a fucking kid. I didn't know how to do that. And they've been playing it forever. So I was like, I'll just play Kirby and I'll just float above everyone.
Yeah.
I love that era of games though. Like Banjo-Kazooie on paper made no fucking sense.
Yeah, but it was an awesome
But it was
game.
so cool.
So
It
good.
was so cool.
Yeah, because when
Yeah.
I got introduced to Gruntilda and I was like, this is funny.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. Like what?
Grunty? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I get it. I also want to look like Grunty after her transformation too. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
We've made this joke before, but she's serving Grunt. She really
Yeah.
was. We've made that exact joke.
I think that's
Yep.
also why it's important to go back and play those games. Except for I
Yeah.
did try to go back and play Conker's Bad Fur Day, and that did not age
Doesn't
well.
hold up at all,
No.
I'm sure. But
That
once you
is-
get to the flower with a massive rack, you're like,
Yeah,
what
that
is
is
this?
peak-
Oh yeah, that's right.
What is
Peak
this game?
A-Bombs world, early 2000s
Yep.
edge humor.
Yep.
It's yeah.
The pile of poo I could deal with. I'm like, that's
But
fun.
yeah, Pile Poo's great.
No
you
big
know?
deal.
It's like the South Park N64
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Everything
if
you
you
throw
ever-
poo or whatever, and
But
everything
that's
was
but that's
turkey.
good, right? I feel like games don't get that goofy anymore.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like this is leading into a really good discussion about woke and video games. and
Hell
shit,
yeah!
Because
Let's talk about woke
the thing is,
people.
like, a lot of games that do get remastered from that era,
Mhm.
they're like, hey, we've corrected a few things because it wasn't
Mm.
really sensitive. And it's like, it's never been okay, right?
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, you're taking the personality out of it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's just that people are now understanding, oh, these are human beings.
also,
that
this
we
shit
Yeah.
isn't funny anymore.
Yeah,
right, right,
exactly.
right.
It was never funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go back and watch it, you're like, yeah, I thought it was funny because I was 14
Yeah.
and
Yep.
didn't have a fully developed brain.
Yeah.
Now I'm an older woman and I'm like, yeah, this isn't funny. Like people
Yeah,
are-
like most things, I have to imagine that even now the gaming industry probably has an even more diverse group of people that are making the games
Yeah.
versus like one specific type of person, white guys, making video games in like the 80s, 90s,
Yeah.
and 2000s and stuff. So, yeah, all of that shit is it's not real. There's no such
I
thing as,
mean,
you know,
I did just rewatch Grandma's I keep knocking the mic. I know.
Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's
Great.
Boy. Did you ever watch Grandma's Boy? 2008,
Nope.
like Happy Madison movie.
It had to do with video games actually
yeah.
too.
Oh,
The
yeah.
did
main
it?
character
Okay.
was a game developer.
Yeah.
And he had a
And
game.
it's such a terrible representation
Oh,
of
God, yeah, I'm
actually
sure.
making a video
It's-
game. It's like, oh, this is what you think, like what my mom might think making a video
It
game
is-
is like. Yeah.
I actually think you should watch it because it's 2008, so you'll see random things like a Metal Gear Solid 4 like thing in the background,
Oh,
a Resident
okay.
Evil thing,
Yeah.
because it was supposed to be like one of the first like video game comedy movies.
Oh, okay, sure.
And you're like, this is actually funny, but there are parts that don't hold up. The fact that he gets the hot girl and he's like a
Yeah.
40-year-old man living with his grandma as a
Yeah.
game developer, and you're
Yeah.
just like, okay,
Oh
like,
yeah.
I mean, that's
wait,
still,
you're a hot girl
that
and
still
you
holds up though.
you
Like,
video games, and it's just like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
yeah,
Yeah.
that
So-
part, yeah.
Or rewatching 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Yeah.
and you're just like, my room looks like Andy's. Like,
Yeah.
what? This is
I
hot.
think-
What are you
I
talking
think
about?
that
Like-
movie actually holds up because out of many movies of that same era and even a lot of the Judd Apatow stuff, that movie does have heart because
Mm.
Steve Carell's character is like a genuinely good person. And so all of the people that are surrounding him, like Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen, they're gross. And the movie like lets us laugh at their jokes, but the movie's
Yeah.
also telling us like they're kind of gross.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
don't listen to these guys. Steve Carell has a good head on his shoulders. He has the right idea, and at the end, everything ends up okay. But that one I think holds up. If you watch something like Knocked Up with Seth Rogen, where he's the
Yeah.
main character, and him and Katherine Heigl, she gets pregnant, and he's such a like a losery guy, and the whole
Oh.
joke is like, will they end up together? The whole movie, you're like, this guy's a fucking asshole,
Yeah.
and there's no redeeming quality, even from
This
a
is
2010.
men, again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men writing is Adam Sandler's a heartthrob? No,
Yeah.
he's not. Like every movie from like 95 to 2005 is like, look at all these gross dudes being heartthrobs.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
Wayne's World's still the best.
Wayne's World's great.
Wayne's World's
Directed
holds up,
by a
man.
woman director.
Oh, that's
Yep.
why.
Holds up.
Have you
Honestly,
seen it?
yeah.
I have not.
Can we watch Wayne's World together? It's
Sure.
literally one of the greatest movies ever made.
Okay.
But no, the wokeness shit about video games is what pisses me off so much, is because it's like the Trump supporter thing, where now that they notice things, they're pointing them out and being like, this has become a problem. It's like,
it was never a problem.
This was
There's
always
a fucking
been here.
scale now on how woke a game is or whatever.
There's
Yeah.
a woman in
wild.
it.
And like this is the whole. Okay, so The Last of Us Part 2, I thought was beautiful. I thought it
Right.
was I thought it was a gorgeous game.
The most toxic response to a game of all time.
Yeah.
Incredible. People
Yeah.
didn't. So many people didn't get it.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand the whole point was like, no one's a fucking hero. No one's the main character.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
then
the
also,
apocalypse.
and they're like-
Joel killed people,
yeah.
but so does this other character. They killed people. Everybody, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
then
That's
also they're
terrible.
like, why is Ellie a lesbian? It's like, well, she's been a lesbian.
Yes.
But you're just mad that she's not your your version of being a hot woman because you
That's
fell
it.
in love with this child in the first game. And then, oh,
Yeah.
I missed that old Ellie. I'm like, oh, you missed the child. Okay. Ugh.
yeah,
Ugh.
that's also the weird. And
I think even the first game hinted at that she
It did. The
Yeah,
DLC
the
was
knew
her.
that she was gay,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I was like, I played that. Wait a minute.
It's
She's been a gay little kid since the whole time.
But they want to they want to just push this. Have you seen the pictures where men have like put her through AI or whatever
Photoshopped
and
them?
made her for the male gaze? And everyone's like, this is fucking
remember
gross.
when they did that
Fucking gross.
with what's her face from Horizon Zero Dawn, and they gave her like the
Oh my
LA
god!
look-
And they're like, oh, we want naturally beautiful women, and it's like hella
Makeup.
makeup and shit.
She
And like,
looks like a porn star.
dude. And then like,
Yeah.
what gets me the most is when they're like, oh, where's my attractive main male character? And it's like, if you're gay, just say that. That's fine. Like, you
Yeah.
don't have to hide it
Well,
anymore.
it's
It's 2025,
also,
man.
I mean, I get like Kiryu being like a beautiful protagonist, but I love the Yakuza games because all the men have like acne scars and like they look aged, they look
Yeah.
old. It's like, yeah, they're
Sure.
not fucking like Cloud
Mhm.
is a childhood soldier and he looks like he
Ugh.
works at Hollister. Like
Mhm.
it's like I like the realism of games. So yeah, I'm like, not every girl who's in the fucking apocalypse is gonna be like, you
Yeah.
know, like
it's a dumb argument to make
me on a
because they're
Monday
like
morning, I look like that.
Yeah.
Like they
it's-
could be
it's-
worse.
it's such a flawed argument because they're saying like don't replace a male protagonist with a woman protagonist just to try to be more diverse or to appeal to
Yeah.
another demographic or whatever. But then it's like, Lara Croft was replaced because the guy didn't want to keep staring at a dude's ass.
Yeah.
So in a sense, even Lara Croft, who's a very groundbreaking female protagonist, like, you know, character in a video game, like even it's just like how Facebook has horrific origins where it started as Face Smash. It was just because Zuckerberg, do you know what I mean? Created a
Yeah,
website. He's
yeah,
like, we
yeah.
want to compare how two women are hot to each other.
Yeah.
And that evolves into Facebook that your grandma uses. That's crazy. So that's where Lara Croft came from. So what do you want? Do you want never a male character to be replaced in that leading role? Or do you also just want to stare at a dude? Like, what is it?
Also, it's like, how do you explain Sheik from Ocarina of Time, androgynous Zelda character?
can't.
Or
It's magic,
there's
dude.
trans characters in DS1. It's
magic.
like you're only noticing this because you're angry about it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
somebody told you
And
to
you're
be.
angry
it's
about
all
it because you're
toxic
a piece of shit.
masculinity.
Yeah.
That's right. It's all about controlling women. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not
And
about
also
freedom.
them
It's
being,
not about.
It's like, well, why can't I find a girlfriend who's into video games? I don't know, maybe because you talk to them
like
in this
Like this?
way and
Yeah.
like you're just a piece of shit. Like you don't understand. No, but they won't. God, dude, the amount of fucking comments I got when I was at IGN, I'm like, Jesus Christ, we have not taken any steps forward at all.
No.
Yeah,
But
and,
it's also-
and they're
yeah.
also not supporting you at the top of it, where it's just like, it's fine that Stella gets all, just don't read the YouTube comments.
Dude,
It's
when
bad.
COVID happened, it
Yeah.
was really bad.
Yeah.
Because I was on a charity live stream and people were like, oh, she probably eats bat soup and like she started COVID. I'm like,
Jesus
Did you
Christ.
say bats? Oh, because of the whole
Jesus
Yeah.
COVID.
Christ.
it was bad. And the thing is,
At
I
least
like,
be clever with your racism.
I know. And that's the thing. Like, it sucks.
You're like, I know.
yeah,
Just
it
kidding.
sucks that I got very used to shit like that.
Yeah.
But you
then, like,
shouldn't have to.
I know, but then there's like certain parts where like even if you do get used to it, at a certain point it still gets to you.
Yeah.
Where I have to take breaks.
Yeah.
So and people are like, oh, just ignore the comments. It is impossible to ignore it when it's
Yeah.
in your face all the time.
Yeah.
And these companies, no offense, I don't know about IGN, but they don't really do a good job taking care of it either.
Yeah.
They kind of leave it to our responsibility to ignore that shit. And it's like, no, I work for you. You fucking protect me.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
delete those fucking comments. Oh no, just don't read them because they want the
Delete 'em.
engagement.
Delete
You know,
A lot of
And-
people just want the engagement because like, well, the number goes up. That makes our investors
Yeah,
happy.
it's bad.
So why not? Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like YouTube is
Yeah.
bad, or these companies like YouTube and Instagram and all these places that are pushing engagement, even when they know that it's all horrific and just makes people
Which
worse.
is so funny because Stella's so fucking professional.
Yeah, of course.
At her job.
Of course.
You are.
I'll say one thing one thing that really helped, it was a minor thing, but when I was doing stuff for Nerdist, they actually just, and I would be like, put out a video for Nerdist, and then I'd look at the comments and I'd point them out. I'd be like, hey, we should probably delete some of these.
Yeah.
They just gave me the authority to do that through there.
Yeah.
So I'll still sometimes go into Nerdist YouTube
That's so
videos,
nice of you.
whether or not I'm in.
Yeah.
And if
Call
I
it different
see,
counts. Hector should be on all these videos again.
and anybody that downvotes it, delete. No, no, but like that's a stupid thing. But I'm like, but that's at least something that's helpful. That and on a very like visible level, the company supported me by being like, hey man, if you see horrific shit, not even just towards me, but towards anybody, you have the authority to delete. It doesn't have to go through some other like process for it to be deleted. And it's
exactly.
So, you know, every company but again, the bar is on the floor.
It is.
The bar is on the very bottom floor.
That's why we got to keep hustling, whatever the fuck that means.
I wonder if at some point something's going to happen where like YouTube is really going to be found liable for something.
They are
like,
now with AI shit.
Right. I feel like something horrible needs to happen. God forbid, something horrible, something so overtly misogynistic or racist or some hate crime or some horrible thing.
I feel like it's already happened.
And then it all gets traced to like, here's this person's activity on YouTube. And look at how encouraged the algorithm made it. And then YouTube goes, hang on. Okay, we're going to change it. We're going to change it. It's going to be changed.
Unfortunately, that happens actively all the time.
It happens all the time.
I mean, that happens with Kick and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yep. And and the only thing that you can do is just ignore the ones that are trying to instigate things.
For sure.
That's why I hate Twitter. It's like every blue check mark's a fucking bot. It's rage bait. They just want money.
Dude,
of course they'd be like, by the way, I hate Asian women. That's like, they don't actually think that. They just know that you'll engage.
Dude, the grifter culture is insane. And that's in video games now too. And it's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah. I'm just like, this isn't real. As soon as they realize that all the views are declining, they'll switch views again. It's
what we need is Thanos to just to snap his finger and get rid of all the right-wing grifters.
Have you seen that Black Mirror episode where it's I forget what it's called, but it's the one where if anyone said anything bad, like if anyone was toxic on the internet, like to a specific person, they would like there's mob of like mechanized bees would go and kill them.
No, but I need to watch it.
It was really good.
Is that the new season?
No, it was like one of the originals. It's really fucking good. I forget what it's called, but it's like it should have been its own movie.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's called Bee Grifters.
Because it's like, oh, do you want to play the game or whatever? Like, you know, they would send hate to someone.
Yeah,
and then anyone who participated was on a hit list to kind of prove a point. Yeah, it was really interesting.
That sounds awesome.
It was really fucking good. It was really deep, and you're just like, you know. I've definitely like, and you think about it, you're like, I've definitely said some shit that I probably shouldn't have. But
100%.
You know, it's one of those things of like, you should probably be a little bit more conscious of what you say. But of course, that flies over other people's heads. So,
man,
yeah, that's fucked up, man. But now I even watch it.
It's a really good episode.
Yeah, Black Mirror is great.
Yeah, a little too close to home now.
Yeah, especially with all the AI girlfriend shit and whatnot. I'm like,
I know.
Oh my god, did you see? There's a Facebook group of women who say who are dating AI men, and this one woman says she got proposed by this exact. She was like, "Oh, you got the exact ring I wanted." Blah blah.
I
I'm like,
remember that. I think a lot of people, now that we're at time, I think a lot of people don't tend to forget. The South Park episode just came out, was great because it tells you that Chat DBT on all this AI caters towards you and your information you provide.
Right.
Right. Never be honest with you.
Yeah.
So really, you're just dating somebody that is very toxic. So and not a real person.
Yeah. I always remember this line from the movie 500 Days of Summer, which is a movie I think is good, but it was more useful for me when I was in my 20s, and now I watch it and I'm like, I'm okay. I don't have to watch it again. But there's a character in the movie who like married his childhood sweetheart and high school sweetheart, and was asked, who's your dream girl? And he describes this dream woman of like, oh, she looks like this and this and this. But he goes, but my wife is better than any dream woman because my wife is real. And I was just like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's the bar right there. It's on the floor. Like that's
it's
all guys.
Floor,
that's all guys have to do. That's it.
If only everything was like that, right? Anyways, well, if we have what lesson should we leave on today before we plug Stella's stuff?
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. Xbox One's the greatest console of all time.
Hire us for work.
Hire us for work. Mainly Stella. Mainly hire Stella.
Oh my god.
Hire Stella for everything.
And games are super easy, and anybody who's bad at games is a loser. Stella's great at all the games.
Yeah.
Any game she tries, she's just like, I just became one of the top ranked players in the world. Pretty easy.
Yeah, there you go.
A couple weeks into it, except for Smash Brothers. I'm just Kirby up here.
Yeah, and that's great.
Everything.
That's fine with me. I get to watch all the chaos. It's fine with me. I'm this pink blob in the air.
Is there anything you'd like to plug before we end today's episode?
Sure. Yeah, I'm covering a bunch of the games that I saw at Gamescom, which is very cool. So there's a ton of previews coming out. I am like a one-person team with maybe 2-3 editors, occasionally like freelancers. So that'll be probably coming out in the next like 2 weeks. I just had an interview go up with Pragmata developers, which is really cool, and Outer Worlds 2 developers. So watch that on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ParallaxStella.
There we go. Stella's doing all the gaming shit, and this episode will be out on Tuesday. So all that stuff will still be relevant. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us today. And this was an episode of Dork Souls, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.